Welcome back to Always Wondering Art, everyone. I'm Kirill. In this video, we'll be exploring the shimmer effect, and it's something that you can add to your painting at the end of the painting, and it's a technique that can't be achieved with masking fluid, and it's something that you can't paint around. So this is a really cool technique. It's really cool because all it takes is the use of this little tool, a razor blade. Let me show you how. Now, I'll be painting this little scene first, but if you'd like to skip ahead to the razor blade technique, please feel free to do so by fast forwarding to the timestamp shown on the screen. We'll begin by lightly sketching out the scene, the little mountain in the back, keeping the pencil lines light so that they don't show through the paint. Painting the sky wet and wet here using a 1.5 inch flat brush. Going for a bit of a moody sky here with some Payne's Gray and later on some raw sienna. Gently blending the colors while the paper is still damp. Here I'm trying to paint in the grasses in the foreground using a 1.5 inch flat brush, and I'm using a dry brush technique, just flicking the brush upwards to create the impression of grasses. I'm using very little water for this technique, and the colors I'm using are Hooker's Green, Raw Sienna, and a little bit of Cobalt Blue. Now painting the reflection of the sky in the water, just mimicking whatever is up above. Now generally, anything that's far away like this, it will be bluish purple, or violet. In this case, I'm going for a brownish color because the mountain is not that far away. I'm giving the impression that there's a row of pine trees back there at the base of the mountain. Now using a technique called negative painting to reflect the mountain in the back, and painting the mountain into the light colored grasses. I'm using the tip of the one side of the flat brush to paint the brown color into the grasses. In order to make the objects in the distance stand out, it's time to darken the foreground some more. While the paper is damp, a palette knife can be used to lift some of the paint off to create the contrast of light colored grasses against dark colored grasses. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, the shimmer effect. To create the shimmer effect, use a razor blade and gently drag the razor blade across the paper. Make sure the paper is completely dry. Might take a few tries to get the hang of it, but basically we're just scraping some of the paint off with the razor blade and in turn creating this shimmer effect. Alright, and that'll do it. Hope you decide to give this technique a try.